Hi and welcome to the third installment of our run through with Greenhouse. So I left you on the end of day 2 and it's now day 11. So we've got the skeleton of a base up here. Got a few things inside. Got the start of some storage. This is going to be the kind of the food area. Water here. Got one of these bamboo jobbies in. But this only works, as mentioned, if you put dirty water in the top, which is fine if it's raining. But in the dry season is going to start around days 20 or 25. And then we're going to need a better option, which we will deal with later today. So a couple of things of note. Now in my other playthrough, I thought the spawns had changed because there used to be a spider that spawned in here very rarely, but sometimes. And I did see him again the other day. So I think the best thing to do would be to get rid of all this foliage here. Just keep an eye out. They're very, very hard to see, but you can hear a scratching sound when he's around. But anyway, he's not there now. But yeah, just be wary of that. There can be a spider right there. And of course, if you're chasing the armadillo, then if you're shooting this guy and chasing him around, you could run into the spider. Spider bite's a bit like a snake bite, so you would need a lily dressing or a tobacco dressing to put on it. The trouble is you have to manage your stats after that because you get a fever, and what the fever does is it drains your energy and hydration very, very quickly, which is okay if you're in a base like this because you could just drink and sleep it off, but if you're out and about it can be a problem. So the main thing that we were doing while we were building the base, as mentioned, was just shooting as many parrots as we could, harvesting as many parrots, making as many arrows as we could, just to get our stats up. So if we just go to the N key and we just have a look at our stats. Now the two that we were mainly interested in was archery and crafting. So if we just look at crafting, we got that up to 46, that started at 15. Don't care too much about cooking and fire starting, and archery got up to 31 from 8. So we're doing a lot more damage on the archery side now. But the main thing is that increase in the crafting skill means that if we just open our backpack and go to inspect here, and we can look at our armor. So we got our armor up to the 90% here. So we're pretty good to go against a cat now. So a few more iterations on that, we'll be up to 100%. Alright, so what else? That's pretty much it, except for, now one thing about getting our crafting skill up is it did unlock bone tools. Now we could have made these right from the get-go if you know the recipe for them anyway, but let's just go there. Now, bone knife is just going to be a bone, and well, firstly I'm just going to get rid of these two, stone axe and stone blade. So what we need is just a bone and a rope. That gives us a bone knife. Just want to put that in the 2 slot. It did go in the 2 slot, okay. So again, just going back to crafting. Now the bone axe, it's going to be 2 bones. It's going to be a rope to hold it together and a stick. Okay, done. Alright, so now we've got bone weapons, 48% and 48%. So we're still rocking with our bow there. Just so what we're going to do today is we're going to go to the drug facility, and whenever we travel anywhere, we want to make sure that we've got all the tools that we need. As far as arrows are concerned, I'll be deleting a lot of arrows just because we've been making them just to get the crafting skill up. That can wait there. Looking at our weight, 23.2. Yeah, we're going to go to the drug facility today because there are a few things we want from there. There's a fair bit of tech there that's going to be quite good, one of which is a killer trap. Now we're going to go hunting. We've been surviving off of parrot meat, but we want to start upgrading our hunting and getting some better meat, and we're going to do that once we get back. But they've also got a water producer there, which works during the dry season. And as mentioned, this one won't work during the dry season because you've got to keep putting the water in it. But this one just keeps automatically producing. Plus there's a pot there which will hold 30 water. So what we want to do is we want to get that water filter down and get that pot underneath it so that it keeps producing water for us during the dry season. But anyway, Let's head off to the drug facility. Now, we don't have a map at the moment. If you also hit M, then I'm tapping M now, nothing happens. And there's also a map there, so let's head off to the drug facility. Now, the way I'm going to go is it's directly south. So it's directly in that direction there. So we could go this side of the rock, or we could go this side of the rock. I'm going to go the beach route. Just because it's easier and faster, because if you're running along the beach there are no snakes, whereas if you're going through the jungle you have to tread carefully just in case you run into a snake. Now you are likely to run into crocs, but they're really slow, as you can see, and it's just 2 headshots and he's down. Not sure if that was a headshot. Yeah, it was. Now I'm not going to harvest him. All he does is give bones and meat, and the meat isn't that great because it doesn't give sanity. Now if we remember all of the other soups, I'm going to grab this guy when on the way back because I want his shell. If you remember, all the other soups give sanity, and it's quite an important source of it because every now and then we get leeches and we don't notice for a while, and there's a slow drain on sanity that way. But in eating soups every day, it keeps our sanity at max. Whereas if you're living off crocodile meat, because it doesn't give you sanity back, it means that there's a slow drain on your sanity. So the meat isn't that great. Now the drug facility, you've got this little island on the right here. There is a track that goes up there, but it's quite hard to follow. So instead I'm going to go to the end of the beach here. There's often a croc here as well, not today. I think I've met 4 crocs down here. But they're easy to dispatch. And if you don't want to level up your bow skill, then you just leave them alone and just run past. Which is another option. So I'm going to go right to the end of the beach anyway. There is a collectible at the end as well. But you'd have to carry it all the way back. It's like you carry coconuts or logs. You have to hold it in your hands. You have to go to the other end of this rock here. Or around this rock rather. There's this ball there, so you have to carry it. And you get the option to name it. Which of course, name or destroy. Alright, so let's head off to the drug facility anyway. Now, you gotta be careful from about here on in because... Oh, coconut. What should you do with that? Let's take it. So, you gotta listen carefully here because there are spiders. Oh, some nuts. So you can hear spider, whoops, and one of these as well. Yeah, this is why we need to go slowly here. You've got spiders and you've got snakes. Spiders give their presence away by a scratching sound. But even if you hear the sound, they're very hard to see. I don't hear one. But as soon as you come around this rock here, okay, that's just pigs. Then it brings you to the track. Okay, now this track leads all the way to, this is the track we could have followed from that earlier island, but it's just hard to follow from there on downwards. So on the way home, we're just going to come to this point and then head off left to the beach again. It's just easier. So this is cat territory. Again, they give themselves away by growling at you. So we're just waiting for that. It's only about 50-50 or possibly less than 50-50. Because I haven't seen this cat for a while. Spawn is definitely still there because I saw him the other day, but I just don't see him very often. Okay, there's the drug facility there. You can just see the roof. Sometimes you get tribespeople down there. Don't hear one today. Again, you hear them before you see them. Alright, so this is the first thing that we want to discover, a killer trap. So you basically, once you build one of these, you just arm it. And you can put anything in. There, it's bait. Excuse me, like bananas, mushrooms, or whatever. So there's always a snake around here. There he is today. Okay, we could ignore him, but we'll just take him out while we're here. So that's the first thing we came for, the killer trap. So this is the drug facility. Now the cat spawn is down there. He's liable to jump you at any second. Sometimes you can get lucky and he'll be down here. Then he'll start stalking you up the hill here and you can take him out very easily. Not today though. Yeah, it's the trouble with basing here because that cat can jump you at any time. Alright, so what else do we need here? So here is the pot which holds 30 water. So that's a good thing to get. And here's the water filter that we wanted that works during the dry season. So water collector done. Now what else? We'll take the charcoal just because we can, it's free. We're also going to take these empty cans, not for the near future, but we can melt those down for iron later in the game. And then here's the map. So as mentioned, if you hit M, hitting M now, nothing happens. As soon as you pick this up and tap M, then we get a map. So we're here at the drug facility, and this is where we came from. So we basically just came down to the beach to here, and to get home we just head west. And then along the beach again. So the only other thing here of interest is this thing, the painkillers. Because these things, they cure, they give you -5 fever. So the thing is, as mentioned, if you get bitten by a snake or a spider or a scorpion, you get fever. And it just decimates your hydration and makes you very tired very, very quickly. Whereas if you pop those painkillers, then it gets rid of the fever. Because if you're out and about and quite far from any base where you have supplies of food and water and you get bitten by a snake, then the danger is you get very, very tired very quickly because of the hydration issues. Then you collapse onto the floor, next thing you've got is worms and all sorts. So those tablets are pretty good. So can't think of anything else here that we want. We could look around and there are a couple of bags that we could open. Microwave here, but there's nothing in it. Sometimes there's something in that bag, and this one, not today. And some nuts, okay, we'll grab them. Another empty can. Alright, let's head home again. So to head home, as mentioned, you sometimes get a tribesman there. And they're worth killing just because we can, but sometimes they have bows. And you can quickly upgrade. Just look at our bow here, we're at 31%. You get a tribal bow and they're usually around 100%, that is. But nothing today. Alright, let's get back on the track anyway. We want to be heading west, which we are. That gets us back to the track here. So, let's see if we meet the cat again. Or, not again, but this time. So, I've never seen any snakes or baddies on the track. So that's not what we're looking for. We're just listening for his growl. Nope. Anteater. They can attack if you get too close. Alright, and this is where we're going to head off to the left, and so now we're out of the cat's territory. It's just a question of making sure we don't get nibbled by a spider. So just listening for the scratching sound. There's usually one around here somewhere. Don't hear him today. Nope, no spiders, we're clear. Okay, back on the beach, and it's a clear run home. Actually, what we're going to do on the way home is take out one of these guys. It's the best meat in the game. If we can get a headshot. Yeah. That's a lucky shot. Don't usually manage to hit those. Yeah, this is the best meat in the game, so if you want that, you just come to this part of the beach. So I'm not sure what this is going to do to our weight, but it's going to give us some good meat to cook up tonight. So as mentioned, it's day 11 and been pretty much surviving on parrot meat until now. Yeah, we're overweight. We don't need that. So get rid of that. So we're at 56. We don't need the bones. So we're going to have to get rid of something here. Just going to clean up before we eat anything. Get rid of those nuts. We don't need that many bananas, that's for sure, because we've got bananas at home if we want to. So what can we do here? Actually, just eat a few of these. One more. There we go, 49.8, we're good. And then we've got some good tapir meat to cook up. Alright, let's get home and start cooking that up. We could do with another... We did find that coconut, and it would have been good to actually have looked upwards, because remember, whenever there's a coconut on the floor, there's two up in this tree. So it would have been good to get another one of those actually, because we're going to need the containers for the cooking. And sometimes we did take care of that one croc. I have seen 4 crocs along here once, so there's no guarantee we won't run into another one. Okay, we look good. Now, we did also want this guy, but got a weight issue. I think we're just going to get rid of all of these. Drink this, harvest this. Should bring our weight down a bit if we eat, even if we don't need it. 46.2, okay. Because if we don't have the coconut shells, then tortoise shell is good. Because the capacity of the tortoise shells is 25. Yeah, puts us overweight. Let's just get rid of his meat. At 48.9, we're good. Yeah, the capacity of the tortoise shells is 25 liquid. And the capacity of the coconut shells is 10. Now, there's no difference in nutrition. The only difference is the hydration element. So it doesn't really matter what we use. But let's get home and get a cook on, because then we've got some really good meat to start eating. As mentioned, to date it's just been parrot meat. And now we're going for the good stuff. Now we do get tribes people attacking every now and then. In fact, I saw an attack as early as day 2 once, but it was during, I was experimenting with insanity at the time, like right from the get-go. And I was going pretty crazy hearing noises, and I thought it was a hallucination, but it wasn't. It was actually, got killed. I'm still not sure if it was a hallucination actually, but anyway. Died. But yeah. don't mess around with insanity. But anyway, where were we? There should be some dried stuff here. Yes, there is. And we're good on... Yep. Good on energy, because we need a bit of energy to start this thing. So let's get a fire going. So one issue is that we've got this coconut biden here, which is our only source of water at the moment. So we need to put some containers in there. So that's 25, these are 10. And I'll use this one for now, but as soon as we do this, then our biden is empty. I think we can actually just look at the floor here. Yep, fill it up right there. So that's 25, that's 35. And then we've got our tapir meat. And as you can see, they give you a lot of meat as well. So you look at the stats on that, you've got 90 proteins and 26 fats. So that's as good as it gets. We've still got 2 left, so I guess we can just eat one of these now, or may as well eat 2 of them. Okay, let's just refill with water. Cook the other 2 up, because the meat will go bad. How long does it last? 17 hours. So we may as well cook it up, because as mentioned, if we make soups, the soups do not spoil. So they'll just sit here to the end of the game. Now, it used to be that we could just right mouse click and drag them off and then drop the soups over here. I can't remember if there was a trick to that, but haven't been able to do it recently. So I'm not sure if that's changed, but what you can do is if you just go C and then open the crafting menu. If you hold down the right mouse click now, you can, right mouse button, sorry, you can move around a bit. And what you can do is just left mouse click, drag it onto the crafting table and then drop. And you see it doesn't spoil, or rather it doesn't spill. So this is a way you can actually store the things, because that then allows you, it's not very tidy, but there you go, well our meat soup's still there, and that allows you to cook another 4 or however many you need. Alright, I'm going to call it there. So what I'm going to do overnight is if we just go into the 3rd one down, I'm going to make this water filter here. So I want to get, I'm actually going to use that pot there in the water filter. So I'm going to get that made at some point. But what we'll do tomorrow is, as mentioned, it's a bit of a pain just having this coconut biden, which only holds 40 water. So what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to head off to the Jeep, because that's another location where you can pick up a few things. We're going to get some more painkillers there for one thing, but we're also going to find a biden there which holds 100 liquid, which will just make things a little bit easier through the game. So we'll do that tomorrow. Right now we've got still quite early, so I'll get this made overnight. And then I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. We'll head off to the Jeep. So thanks for watching. I'll see you then.